This is Ryan Elliott for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. We're in Newcastle. It's incredibly late, but I'm delighted to be joined by Lewis Ritson after his victory over Robbie Davies Jr. Lewis, before we get going, first and foremost, congratulations. A well-deserved Terry's Chocolate Orange.
Aye, a bit of a secret pleasure, Terry's Chocolate Orange, so funnels away, get it out and start eating it.
Let's just talk about that performance, because it was roughly a year ago that this big opportunity, deja vu in a way, the arena packed out, didn't go your way against Patera. You and I spoke this week about the lessons learned from that fight, in both mental, physical, everything that comes with it. Rather than feeling the pressure, which you admitted to me you did feel a year ago in that fight, you seemed to thrive in there. You were enjoying it between rounds, pumping, beating your chest, all that sort of stuff. Did you feel that tonight? Did you enjoy it in there?
Loved every second of it. How do you stop me off this? I loved every second of it, because a complete difference. The atmosphere was unreal, and I can't thank the fans enough. Hopefully some more big nights to come.
Now, a lot of people throughout the week were talking about this as boxer versus puncher. People expected you to walk Robbie Davies down like we've seen in the past, perhaps. But that wasn't what you, Neil, expected, was it? Robbie Davies came in there and wanted to get on the inside and smother you and sort of do his work in there, whereas you wanted to get your jab going and get on that outside. You anticipated that, didn't you?
Yeah, well, you know, he's made a big deal with we're being bigger than us, the 140 pound now, swimming with the sharks and stuff. And I didn't get a shock of how big he was, but when I seen him in there, I thought, oh, you put on a kind of, because I thought he looked worse than where at the weigh-in. I thought I looked right as day, and then I seen him in there. I thought, oh, he's looking good actually. But I knew he was going to try and walk us down. And at first, I was just wanting to see if I was going to be able to stay with him, cope with him, and after 4, come back and thought, oh, he's a little bit too big to be doing this. And Fano was telling us to keep on the jab because it was working and keep it at range, and that's what we're done. And I thought at range, I was just picking him off.
Now, consensus ringside was you'd won, and you'd won by a couple of rounds at least. I'm sure Neil and everyone else in the corner were telling you something similar. That said, before the result was actually announced, you sort of took a look out of the ring and then sort of seemed like distressed, disappointed. Could you just talk to me about that?
Yeah, I looked out the ring, and it was Adam Smith and whoever was commentating with him, and I thought he was looking at us, and I sort of nodded to say, have I got that? And I got a shake of the head. I thought to myself, I haven't got, because we were reading the scores out, and I thought I haven't got this, and I thought, God, I haven't robbed us in my hope, you know. But luckily the judges were spot on, and I've loads of people saying it was a bit too wide on the scorecards. I don't know what the scorecards. I think they were by 5 or something, wasn't it? I had it by 3 or 4, just with the mid rounds, just picking them off with the jab really, and hit them at range.
Now, when this bill was first announced, it was obviously labelled bad blood after the altercations we'd seen. It had been quite respectful all week, handshakes all round, no real venom there. With the rounds you shared as well, was it all respectful when you spoke to Robbie after, and did you say much to each other?
No, we didn't say much to each other. You know, Robbie offered his hand at the press conference. I remember Scotty Cardle, me offering Scotty Cardle it, and he knocked it back, and he got a load of stick on Twitter. And I thought, oh, he's offered us it, I'll take it. And I just said to Robbie, great fight. And obviously, when Robbie got on the mic, just started booing him. I took the mic and just sort of said, "How well, lads, he's just had a 12-round war. Let's just bit fair play." And then he got chatting, which he should have done in the first place because it was a very good fight. But you know, we're no fish people. But you know, like we're not all about this in social media and this and that. And he was doing a bit of it, so I can understand why he was getting booed. But no, I think Robbie just proved he's a tough man and he can come again.
There was a team decision made about a year ago, rather than dividing your attention between being at home, being in Hartlepool with Neil Fannin, that you'd go over and work with Neil full-time, even through camp and right through up to fight night. I think you were there all week this week, weren't you, for fight week? You said we'd see that change. Neil said we'd see that change after spending a bit of time together, working full-time and concentrating on what you needed to do. You think we saw that tonight?
100%. You know, I think I proved to people I can box, and I'm a 12-round fighter. There's nobody, one person can say he's got no fitness, he can't do 12. You know, there's a myth where take Ritson beyond 5 and he's spent. You know, well, I've proved that tonight where I come on a lot stronger than what Robbie done. And, you know, Robbie was feeling it after 6 where I was just getting in my groove and hitting him with a jab and throwing the flurries.
I spoke to Eddie downstairs. Obviously, this was a WBA eliminator. That belt is being contested for next weekend. Eddie said to me, I want to see Lewis ringside there next week, saying he wants this fight at St James's Park. We've talked throughout the build-up of not getting carried away, as was the case a bit of the Patera fight. Is it time to get carried away now?
I think it can be, yeah. You know, not too much because Taylor needs a win against Progress for it to be at St James's, because I don't think me versus Progress would sell St James's Park out, but I do believe me and Josh Taylor would. But I'll not be there next week. I'm at Viva la Butlins with the family, so Eddie'll have to take unless he offers us a bit of money, and I'll say, well, as you stay, I'll eat and I'll go to London and back. But she'll not be happy with that. So, you know, I'm at Neil's. We don't have camps. We just train hard all year round. You know, we don't. Oh, you've got to fight in 8 weeks, get back in the gym. I think in the last year, I probably had 4 weeks off from Neil's. You know, 2 weeks after each fight, then I'm back in. You know, we don't wait for dates. We just train full time all the time. And I think, you know, it's took a year to just show that, but we've showed it tonight, and we can kick on.
The stadium fight, the world title fight, does look a real possibility now. You've just got a big win there live on Sky Sports. Be honest, did you think this all possible pre-Barrett fight?
No, I didn't. No. You know, in the Barrett fight, I sort of won the title. I was sort of gives me 10 grand. I've got a little one just being born 7 weeks premature. Just moved into the house. Hardly any furniture in there. Sort of hard times, but you know, we're reaping the rewards now. You know, me and Wallace have stayed loyal with each other through the hard times and that, and we're going to be reaping the rewards now. And man, it's just a nice story, isn't it?
That it is. Lewis, I'm not going to keep you any longer because I'm sure there's plenty more snacks you want to get stuck into. So we'll leave it there, but thank you very much for making time as always for Boxing Social.